This word is not used all that often in the Bible, but the writer or writers of both the Gospel of John and the first epistle of John use it, and it is particularly important in their theologies. The word is Paraclete, and a few translations of the Bible leave it, untranslated. But most translations of the Bible render it as advocate or counselor, friend or comforter, helper or companion. From the wide variety of ways the word is translated, you can easily tell that its precise meaning is hard to pin down. What is not hard to pin down is who it is and what this figure does for us. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Tuesday, September 26, 2023. Let me cut to the chase. The term Paraclete is applied both to Jesus Christ and to the Holy Spirit. In the Gospel of John, Jesus uses the term in reference both to himself and to the Spirit. 1 John uses it in reference to Jesus. Here's one of the places Jesus uses it, and you will see how in this one passage he applies it both to himself and to the Holy Spirit. It's part of his so-called farewell discourse to his disciples at the Last Supper, where Jesus reassures his disciples that even though he is about to leave them, he's not going to abandon them or leave them all alone. "If you love me," he says, "you will keep my commandments. And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to be with you forever. This is the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees him nor knows him. You know him because he abides with you, and he will be in you." Another advocate. This implies Jesus has already been an advocate for them. The new advocate will be the Holy Spirit, or as Jesus puts it here, the Spirit of truth. So what is this all about? Why is this noteworthy? Why add this to our theological vocabulary? Simple. The way it is used in John's literature, it clearly has weighted meaning. And the fact that it carries weight we can see in the different ways different translators have rendered it. What I mean is, no single English word can fully capture the breadth of its meaning. John really packs a lot into this one term. Now, the basic meaning of the term is someone who walks alongside. Think companion or friend, as some of the translations render it. But in some contexts in Greek, it can refer to someone and something like a legal advocate, an attorney. This is its usual meaning in Greek literature. And in still other places, it can refer to someone who comes to our aid. So you can see that all the translations I mentioned above, advocate, counselor, friend, comforter, helper, companion, all of these together fill out the full meaning of the term, and by themselves, none of them captures the full meaning of the word. That's what I mean when I say that even though it is not widely used, it is an important word. Rather than get into the weeds about the different shades of meaning, though, let me just suggest two ways this term makes a difference to us. In the first place, in the sense of an advocate, both Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit stand between us and the throne of God to plead our case. This is a legal metaphor that reminds us that, as Paul tells us, we all alike fall short of the glory of God. But we don't need to worry about being found at fault. We don't need to worry about being condemned. Since God is one, and since we have an advocate, it means that our judge also happens to be our advocate. In other words, the fix is in. The deck is stacked in our favor. We may be as guilty as sin, but we know our judge and advocate will find us innocent and doves. But more than an advocate, we have the gift of the Holy Spirit to walk alongside of us and to guide us in our Christian journeys. Like children, we can be easily distracted and we can wander far away from the path. But the Holy Spirit walks with us and never lets us get so lost that we cannot be found. I read a little news story yesterday about a little child in Michigan who wandered off from her home into the woods. When her mother realized she was missing, she called everybody in to help find her, including the police. They found her safe and sound 4 hours later, fast asleep, with her head resting on one of the family dogs, an English Springer Spaniel named Hartley, while the other family dog, a Rottweiler, appropriately named Buddy, kept watch. This may be the first time in Christian history that the Holy Spirit, the Paraclete, has been compared to a pair of family dogs. But it strikes me that Hartley and Buddy are as good a way to think of the Holy Spirit's protective role in the life of faith as any. We may wander far away, but we will never be lost, not with the Paraclete by our side. Tomorrow, a term we don't think of as particularly theological, paradox. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.